Wow, Bitcoin is breaking back towards the upside, and this is a significant trend shift here on Bitcoin you need to be paying attention towards. So on today's update video, I'm going to be talking about what I'm currently seeing here on the market, but I do believe that this massive downtrend we've seen right here is right now finally over, and the next big leg towards the upside is currently getting initiated. So I will be talking about this, my price targets, the trade that I unfortunately missed on Bitcoin, and many more things I think are going to be happening next, and how I'm going to be approaching Bitcoin to open up my next big trade here on Bitcoin. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap that like button once again back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in towards the content. And first of all, I have said in many videos before that I think that indeed Bitcoin could very well be bottoming already, but I will still set up my orders a little bit lower since I am a low risk tolerant trader. But I have said every single time that it is not smart to be bearish in this trend right here, and that Bitcoin was most likely going to be reversing any moment, and this is exactly what has been happening. I mean, yes, indeed, I missed out on my $1 million Bitcoin long position, which I set up on $60,000, which I missed for an approximately $600, which was of course quite unfortunate, because if we would have got the entry, Bitcoin of course already surged over 17%. So we are very clearly right about Bitcoin bouncing back towards the upside, but just our orders were set up a little bit too low. But it doesn't really matter, because what I'm going to be doing next here is, because since right now this trend is reversing, I'm going to be looking at different entry points, and those entry points could very well be on that next retracement towards the downside if we're going to be getting any. So Bitcoin broke this downward sloping resist line, basically breaking out of the symmetrical triangle, and I said on yesterday's video as well, I think yes, we are clearly seeing a breakout, but this breakout will only get confirmed if Bitcoin breaks above the range high here in the market. And after yesterday we confirmed the break above the range high, Bitcoin straight away sent it up even higher, and currently if we're looking at the 4-hourly time frame, if we're going to be looking at the previous highs in the market, we have taken out almost all the previous highs in the market, and right now we're going to be approaching a very important one, because if I just forsake remove all the drawings, you can see that currently we are retesting this very important striped line, and this has been previously around massive support for Bitcoin, massive resistance for Bitcoin, and this is the level where we're currently retesting while I am recording this video. So if Bitcoin also breaks above this level, I think new all-time highs are going to be imminent. Already I think that new all-time highs are going to come, because if history is an indication, and I discussed this many times before, Bitcoin is most likely going to consolidate around all-time highs for an approximately 4 weeks before it is going to go absolutely exponential. And I mean, what is quite interesting is that in the last cycle, Bitcoin dropped about 17% while it was trading against all-time high, and what is currently happening? We touched that all-time high, and boom, Bitcoin dumped 17.5%. Very similar numbers, just like 2020, and currently we're once again pushing back towards the upside. And I said in several videos before, this is not a good region to be bearish in general for Bitcoin, because we are going to be most likely heading higher. It is just a matter of time, and it's a matter of consolidation before Bitcoin is going to be absolutely blasting off. And that is what we're currently seeing. Bitcoin is once again breaking above its previous all-time high, and honestly, if I'm looking at Bitcoin right now, this bullish trend could really start to get accelerated right now here in this current move that we're currently trading in, because we are indeed breaking above the downtrend. The downtrend is getting reversed back in towards an uptrend, because we can clearly see it from the super trend indicator as well. While we were first trading in a bearish trend, we're currently flipping it back in a bullish trend. And if Bitcoin were to be seeing a retest of this very important 68 to 69,000 US dollar level, I think that will be actually quite a big of an opportunity to actually open up potentially some new long positions on Bitcoin, because like I said many times before, also in the downtrend I was looking at long positions. I've nowhere looked at short positions while we were trading at this lower side. I said to everyone out there, I am looking to be opening up big Bitcoin long positions, and I set up over $1 million in buy orders, which were unfortunately not getting filled up, but I will definitely be that patient trader, and I'm not going to be rushing in towards the trade right now, because there is still a possibility that Bitcoin of course is going to do a liquidity grab here on the top side before diving lower. But since the trend is clearly getting reverse right now. I don't really believe that that is the main scenario, but what I do want to be pointing out is that still the spot Bitcoin ETF flows are still relatively low compared to what they used to be approximately 2 weeks ago, because 2 weeks ago we saw $1 billion in inflow, and yesterday we only saw $50 million worth of inflow. It has been once again the first positive day in a week time, which is of course quite important to see once again. So the ETF flows are once again positive, but of course they are not so significant numbers. But the good thing is indeed that we are clearing all the sell orders from Grayscale, which is going to take approximately another 2 months from now on. But once all the sell orders are cleared, I do believe that Bitcoin, of course, eventually is going to be heading higher. But already, while we've seen $14 billion in sales from GBTC, Bitcoin already has risen towards new all-time highs. So I don't really believe that this is a big reason to be worrying. And if you are interested in trading Bitcoin or altcoins or Ethereum or whatsoever, make sure to go to the link description of today's video, where you can right now sign up an account to Bybit. Bybit is the exchange where you can trade Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. If you right now sign up an account using that link below, you will get a $30,000 deposit bonus. And if you directly go towards the Bybit website, you will only get a $400 deposit bonus. So it's a win-win situation if you right now sign up an account using that link below. So if you're interested in trading, make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. But going further in towards the content, if we're actually looking at this trend, and I've discussed this chart also many times before, I mean, in the previous bull runs, we've always saw like 30% corrections, but this bull run, it looks to be that the new standard is going to be between 20% and approximately 18%. I mean, this time around, it was only an 18% correction, but the last times we saw like a 20 to 21% correction. So I was still expecting a 22 to 20% correction could have been happening. If it were to be a 20% correction, it would have filled up my orders. But unfortunately, I missed out on my entry. But just like I said many times before, I'm a low risk tolerant trader. But we can clearly see that the trend is shifting on Bitcoin, and that clearly the retracements in this bull market are going to be significantly less than previous cycles. So make sure to pay attention towards this in the upcoming bull run. But of course, I already discussed this. Over here, and I opened of course also an exact long position on the bottom right here, but unfortunately I just missed out on this bottom right here. But that is my specialty. If you've been following my channel for quite a while, I am very good in calling bottoms because I know exactly where to look at. But unfortunately we missed out on this trade, but the new trades will be coming anytime soon. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now to stay up to date about any new trades here. And of course, if Bitcoin really would be reversing towards the downside and would fall all the way down to $60,000, I am still going to be opening on my trades around that level, which I think is going to be a very unlikely scenario. But if it were to be happening, I am definitely still going to be opening up my trades here. So a very important thing to understand is that actually once Bitcoin, like you can see here next to my face, once Bitcoin breaks above the all-time high, just like it did in 2020, after 4 weeks of consolidation, it tends to go the most exponential. And we are entering that stage of the market right now where Bitcoin is most likely going to go most exponential. And you can see that here in 2020, we created a massive hammer candle here, which was extremely bullish on that weekly time frame. And what are we doing right now? We create a massive bullish hammer candle, and right now a push towards the upside. Honestly, this weekly candle is looking extremely bullish. And just like happened in 2020, 2016, in an approximately 4 weeks time after Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, we are already reaching the first exponential level. We are already reaching the first extension level. And in this case around, the first extension level is going to be trading around $100,000 for Bitcoin. So honestly, I won't be surprised that Bitcoin is going to be reaching $100,000 within the upcoming 4 weeks, because that is literally what history is indicating us right now. So are you mentally prepared for where we're currently sitting in? And like I said many times before, we are currently in a stage of the market where the market grows the most exponential. And still, the Bitcoin halving is yet to come, and this is going to even have a far greater effect on the price action on Bitcoin. So things are looking very good for the longer perspective. So if you are not really comfortable with, of course, your emotions, make sure to only trade Bitcoin on spot and just look it away and don't look at it, because I do believe that Bitcoin is going to be growing in value over the coming periods in the market, in the coming, let's say, 6 to 9 months. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure to do your own research about it, because trading is something I have learned in a period of 5 years. It took me 5 years of trading before I became profitable, and I started trading once I was 15 years old, and currently I am 23. So I've already got over 8 years of experience in trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and this is not something you will learn overnight. So make sure to do a lot of research before doing it. But guys, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy the content, don't forget to slap up that like button. If you did learn something from it, make sure to do it. And of course, if I see Bitcoin retrace here, I'm potentially going to be opening up a long trade here, but I'm going to do some more in-depth analysis about what I'm going to be doing next here. I'm going to be waiting for the market to develop a little bit here. Since this 1 hour push towards the upside, we could potentially create a massive bearish divergence. And I just want to be seeing how the market is going to be reacting towards this very important level I just pointed out a little bit earlier, this very important resistance right here. If we break above it, then I'm going to become extremely bullish. But of course, I expect this is going to be a big level of resistance, and most likely Bitcoin is going to see some consolidation. So I'm going to keep you guys up to date on my Twitter and of course on tomorrow's update video. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.